But when kids are in school and bringing technology to the classroom, which is becoming more and more important, we're talking computers, iPads, all sorts of things. And here is Kathy and Ashley.
Yeah, such a huge topic that there's a conference in Portland this week, the Northwest Council for Computer Education. We have two participants in the conference in studio with us today, Dr. Heidi Rogers and Christopher Rosetta. Now, Christopher, you're a technology teacher, and Heidi, you're CEO of this organization bringing the conference to town. I mean, it's really indicative of technology needs to be in schools these days. And for parents, you know, they might ask themselves, what should I be looking for at my child's school? What kind of technology should they have?
I would encourage you to look at your school and make sure that there's devices, there's access to bring your own device. I mean, many students right now have devices. Our parents buy iPads and computers and Surfaces, all different devices. Make sure that those students can use those devices at school, and make sure they can get on the network, and most importantly, make sure that the teachers are trained and have been provided professional development like our conference and our organization, so they know how to integrate that technology in all curriculum areas, not just math, science, and not just technology lab. It's not just a recess. It's all about the curriculum.
Now, Christopher, you're a technology teacher at Grants Pass High School. I would think that when kids get into these classes, you know, kids are on cell phones and iPads so young these days, but what is it that you're teaching them in class?
Coding primarily, mobile app development is one of our favorite ones. It's pretty awesome. Our kids walk in and they're pulling out either their phone or grabbing one of our tablets, and they're taking the code that they created the night before and trying to execute it on one of the robots that we're working on, whether it be a Lego robot or a Sphero Spark, and they're really integrating technology on a daily basis. I mean, let's be honest, I have a 5-year-old, and this is the worst technology that he will ever have in his life. It's only going to grow from here.
Just get better and better.
Absolutely.
You know, we were talking, and you were telling us that number one, schools need to be teaching computer science because that's where the jobs are.
Oh, absolutely. So on code.org yesterday, there were 5,438 computer science jobs in Oregon alone, and we have 308 graduates coming out to fill those jobs. Think about the pipeline. So our capacity right now is not there, and our jobs as teachers are just to develop a capacity, create a pipeline in computer science jobs. These are high-paying, high-wage jobs, high-skilled jobs.
Heidi, I was going to say, it just surprised me because you said it was 15 some schools in the state that only have this program right now?
So AP Computer Science, there are only 15 high schools. Grants Pass is one of them that has AP Computer Science. In fact, in the nation, we're one of 2,500 schools in the nation that have AP Computer Science. We're not filling the needs. I'll give you one more stat that I think is really important. There's 1.4 million jobs over, if you take 3 years back and 7 years forward, over a 10-year span in computer science, and the United States are going to fill 400,000 of those jobs.
Wow.
That's a million job shortage.
And you talk about, Heidi, the importance of coding. So if you can do one thing, get your child coding early on. And how do you get access to that?
Well, there's more free access than probably people realize. I mean, Christopher's students use a lot of free apps called Spark.
Yep. Scratch, Lightning Lab. There's so many free ones out there for parents. Just get out there and learn. And it's not what you think about when you think coding. You're thinking about like a text-based parentheses and semicolon.
That's where my mind goes.
No,
No, not at
not
all.
that way anymore.
Your listeners right now, get them onto Scratch and Scratch Junior. My 5-year-old's coding on Scratch Junior, and he gets to take his cat and whatever he drags and drops. So basically, he's learning problem solving, critical thinking. That's the important piece.
Yeah, quick question for you and a tough one. Is there enough funding to support the technology needed in schools?
There's not enough funding, and there needs to be look at two things in funding. One is access for all students and all teachers, and the other, the most important thing, is professional development, because these things change every day, every night. We've got new programs and new opportunities for kids, but our teachers have to be trained in order to provide great leadership.
Sounds like you'll have a great conference ahead of you in the next few days, learning a lot of things. So thank you, Heidi and Christopher, for being here today.
Thank you, guys.